Hey guys, we are going to spend several days on 757677 all together talking about trig ratios, and this is probably something that is brand new to you this year, but usually it's a lot of students' favorite thing that we do all year. So let's just dive right into the trig ratios. So when we're talking trig ratios, we are still working with right triangles at this point. Later on in some higher level math, you'll deal with non-right triangles, but we have to have a right triangle to be able to use these trig ratios. So the first one we're looking at is called the tangent. And so it says, let triangle ABC be a right triangle with an acute angle A. The tangent of angle A, which is written as that tan A that you see, is defined as follows. So tangent, we look at angle A, and the tangent of angle A is the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. So opposite over adjacent. So in this case, we're looking at point A. The opposite leg is BC. The adjacent leg is AB. So today's going to be all about practicing setting up these ratios. We have two more that we're going to look at. The sine and the cosine ratios. So again, if we have a right triangle with an acute angle A, the sine of angle A and the cosine of angle A are defined as follows. So we're looking at this point A here. The sine is going to be the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. So in this case, the opposite leg, just like before, is BC. The hypotenuse is never going to change spots. It is across from that right angle, and it is AC. The cosine is the adjacent leg over the hypotenuse. So the adjacent leg is AB, it's the one touching point A, and the hypotenuse is still AC. Now, you can also find those trig ratios for angle C in this case, but we can't find them for angle B. It doesn't work with the right angle, but you can find them for either of those other angles. So one way to help you remember this is this acronym Sohcahtoa, and so you may have heard this from other students in the past. Sohcahtoa just stands for those things that we went over. So we said one of our names for our trig ratios is sine, and it is opposite over hypotenuse. We also have cosine, and we just said it was adjacent over hypotenuse. Then our last ratio was tangent, and it was opposite over adjacent. I see some students choose to write it like this. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. But we'll use the word Sohcahtoa in class a lot. So Write that at the top of your paper. It's going to help you out to see it right there. Okay, so it says find the tangent of S, the tangent of R, the sine of S, the sine of R, the cosine of S, the cosine of R. Right? Each answer is a ratio. So let's see. First, I'm going to write Sohcahtoa at the top. And I'm going to start with S. So the tangent of S. And so if I look, tangent is this toa. So it's opposite and adjacent. So I'm going to look for the leg opposite S. And that's 60. Then I'm going to look for the leg adjacent to S. And that's 25. Now, anytime you can reduce, you need to reduce. So 60 over 25 is 12 over 5. Now let's look at the sine of S. So for sine, we're doing opposite over hypotenuse. It's the so part. So look, opposite is still 60. The hypotenuse is 65. So we have 12 over 13. And then we have the cosine of S. So cosine is adjacent, so it's 25, over our hypotenuse is 65. 25 over 65 reduces to 5 over 13. Okay, then let's go ahead and look at point R, because it asked us to find both. So I'm going to do the tangent of R. So now I'm looking at point R, and I'm looking for the side opposite. The side opposite is 25. The side adjacent is 60. Notice it just flipped that ratio over from the tangent of S. So 25 over 60 reduces to 5 over 12. Then I have the sine of R. So the sine of R is opposite, so 25, over hypotenuse, 65. So I have 5 over 13. And then I have the cosine of R. So cosine of R is 60 over 65, adjacent over hypotenuse. So I have 12 over 13. All right, there's one more example in your set of notes. I would like for you to go ahead and fill out that example on your own, and we're going to talk about it together in class then. So go ahead and try to find the tangent, the sine, the cosine of B, and the tangent, the sine, the cosine of C on your own, and we'll discuss that together when I see you. Have a great day.